Leatherman MUT, the best tactical multi-tool. Let's go over it. So the MUT is one of the largest tools that Leatherman makes. It's comparable in size to the Surge, and it's pretty heavy at 11.2 ounces. The MUT itself is great for utility, but it's really more of a specialized tool that's good for firearm maintenance, specifically AR-15 style rifles. There's two versions of the MUT, this one just called the MUT, and the MUT EOD. The standard MUT is better at general utility, but if you're in bomb disposal, the MUT EOD might be worth looking at. Most of the tools on here are the same as on the EOD model, but there's a few differences. I'll just run you through the tools and explain what's different when we get to it. We'll start off with the tool closed. First thing that's cool, it can actually lock shut, so that's a nice feature. The knife on here is fairly big. It's 3 inches long, partially serrated, so you're getting about 1 inch of serrations and 2 inches straight edge. The knife locks and has a nice cutout for your thumb to open. It opens up nice and smooth. Steel used is 420 HC. That steel gets a bad rap. The edge retention isn't great, but it's stainless and is actually a very tough steel. I think it's perfectly serviceable for a multi-tool. On the opposite side, there's a locking saw as well. Again, it's about 3 inches. Always nice to have a saw. There's a bronze scraper made for scraping carbon from a gun. It's bronze so it doesn't damage the weapon, and I think everything on here is actually replaceable. So if something breaks, you can always get a replacement part for it. Here, there's a punch, useful for a lot of things, but it can also help with disassembly of a firearm. This differs from the EOD. The EOD has a different style of punch made for C4. There's a carabiner clip on the bottom, and that doubles as a bottle opener. On the bottom, you have a hammer, and the edge of that hammer is a bolt override tool. That's used for clearing a malfunction where there's brass trapped between the bolt and the charging handle. There's a cutting hook in there too. When you have the bit in there, it actually blocks it as part of a safety, but you can actually have that bit on the outside if you want that area to be open while the tool is closed. Part of the plier head fits into this open part of the handle when it's closed, and it's threaded so you can attach a cleaning rod to it. The bit driver here has a regular and Phillips. Makes it real easy to switch between the two. In the handle on either side, you have long bits that are secured with this push button. Those are regular and Phillips. The other side has a T15 and 7/64 hex. These are your common screws for mounting some scopes and accessories. Not attached to the tool itself is a tool made for adjusting the front sight on a front sight post. It's also an extended bit driver that has a magnet in it. It stows away in the sheath. The sheath velcros the tool in and can be attached to a MOLLE system. Let's get to the meat and the potatoes of a multi-tool, the pliers. The Leatherman MUT has, I think, the strongest type of pliers that Leatherman uses. They're very big. But this is also a huge part that differs from the EOD and the standard model. At the top you have the needle nose pliers. That's the same on both. On the standard you have the regular pliers, the wider part, but on the EOD, taking the place of that is a cap crimper. And the cutters differ as well. They're replaceable on both, but the standard has normal wire cutters, and just below that, the steeper angle is your hard wire cutters. The EOD doesn't have that. They're just straight edge and listed as fuse wire cutters. So the standard pliers will have stronger wire cutters, the hard wire cutters. Below the hinge, both will have a stranded wire cutter and electrical crimper. For size, the only other Leatherman I have right now is the Skeletal, so here's a size comparison. Obviously the MUT is a lot bigger than the Skeletal. And for price, this is actually one of the most expensive Leathermans to buy. I think it's just behind the ARC in price. The standard MUT is coming in at $200, and the EOD model is $210 as of right now. It's not cheap. So is the MUT right for you? Well, you have to realize that it's specialized as far as multi-tools go. It's a hard-use tool for sure, but it has things on here designed for maintaining a firearm as well. If that's of no use to you, then there are other multi-tools that will serve you better and have more useful tools for your day-to-day life. If you're military, or you want a Leatherman for the range or the field, or if you're an EOD specialist, definitely look into the MUT. So thanks for watching through to the end. If you're looking to buy a Leatherman, check out my link to Amazon in the video description below. Please leave a like on the video if you thought it was informational, and subscribe for future videos. See you around.